Have you ever wondered about the unseen warriors in our body that tirelessly work to keep us healthy? The world within us is full of wonders, and one such marvel is the realm of white blood cells. These microscopic gladiators fight a constant war against the invaders that threaten our health. They are the unsung heroes of our body's immune system, always on guard, ensuring our well-being. White blood cells, also known as leukocytes, are a crucial part of our body's defense system. They are like vigilant sentinels, patrolling the vast network of blood vessels, tissues, and organs. Their primary mission: to detect, engage, and destroy any harmful foreign substances or organisms that dare to breach our body's fortress. Our body produces billions of white blood cells each day, each one a miniature warrior, ready to fight off bacteria, viruses, parasites, fungi, and any other threats that could potentially harm us. They are born in the bone marrow and travel through the bloodstream, poised to leap into action at the first sign of trouble. White blood cells are not just one type of cell, but a diverse group of cells, each with its unique abilities and roles. Some act as scouts, identifying and marking invaders for destruction. Others are like demolition experts, directly attacking and eliminating threats. Some even have the power to remember past invaders, helping the body to launch a rapid response if the same threat reappears. Just like an army, these white blood cells need to be well coordinated to be effective. They communicate and work together, ensuring that the immune response is swift and efficient. And much like any military force, they also need to know when to stand down to prevent damage to our own body's cells. Indeed, the world of white blood cells is a fascinating one. It's a world of microscopic battles, strategic defenses, and intricate coordination, all happening inside our bodies, every moment of every day. It's a testament to the complex and incredible design of our body's immune system. So let's dive deeper to understand these microscopic soldiers better. To comprehend the complexity of white blood cells, understanding their basic structure and function is crucial. So let's delve into it. White blood cells, also known as leukocytes, are an integral part of our body's immune system. They're like the body's security team, always on the lookout for invaders to keep us healthy and functioning. These cells originate from bone marrow and circulate throughout the body in both blood and the lymphatic system. White blood cells are not a one-size-fits-all kind of cell. In fact, they come in several types, each with its own unique role. The 5 main types are neutrophils, lymphocytes, monocytes, eosinophils, and basophils. Neutrophils, the most abundant type, are the first responders when an infection strikes. They're the body's foot soldiers, rushing to the site of infection and eliminating pathogens. Then we have lymphocytes, which are further split into T cells and B cells. T cells are like the body's intelligence agency. They identify and remember previous invaders, enabling a quicker response if the same invader attacks again. B cells, on the other hand, are the body's arms manufacturers. They produce antibodies that tag foreign invaders for destruction. Monocytes, the largest type of white blood cells, transform into macrophages when they reach the body's tissues. These macrophages are like the body's cleanup crew, engulfing and digesting cellular debris and pathogens. Eosinophils are specialized in dealing with parasitic infections, and they also play a role in allergic responses. And finally, basophils, the least common type of white blood cells, are involved in inflammatory reactions and also play a part in allergies. So each type of white blood cell has its own role, like different units in an army, each contributing to the body's defense against disease and infection. They work together as a well-coordinated team, ensuring our body's defenses are always up and ready for battle. That's the basic foundation of white blood cells. Now, let's unravel how they work. White blood cells are not a stagnant force. They're always on the move, always on the lookout. Like vigilant sentinels of our body, white blood cells, or leukocytes, are perpetually on a mission. Their primary assignment: to protect us from harmful invaders that could compromise our health. Let's dive into the fascinating mechanism of how these cellular warriors function. Firstly, white blood cells possess an almost uncanny ability to pick out the enemies among millions of cells. This is due to the presence of specific receptors on their surface, which can identify antigens, unique markers, present on the surface of foreign bodies. It's like having a barcode scanner that can pick out the bad apples in a vast orchard. Once an enemy is identified, the white blood cells spring into action. This process, known as phagocytosis, is quite the spectacle. Imagine a scene from a sci-fi movie where an alien ship swallows up smaller ones. That's pretty much what happens here. The white blood cell surrounds the foreign substance, engulfs it, and breaks it down using enzymes stored within its own body. But what happens when the enemy is too large to be engulfed or too powerful to be broken down? Well, white blood cells have a strategy for that too. Some types of white blood cells, like lymphocytes, produce specific proteins called antibodies. These antibodies attach themselves to the foreign bodies, marking them for destruction and making it easier for other white blood cells to find and eliminate them. Not all white blood cells are the same though. They come in different types, each with its own set of skills and roles. Some are more like the infantry, directly engaging with the enemy, while others are like the intelligence corps, gathering information and coordinating attacks. In essence, white blood cells are the knights in shining armor of our immune system, tirelessly working to ensure our bodies stay healthy and free from harmful invaders. White blood cells are indeed our body's frontline defense, but how they coordinate their efforts is equally fascinating. Imagine a well-coordinated army with precise communication. That's how our white blood cells operate. In our bodies, there's a constant communication buzz among these cells. This chatter isn't aimless though. It's a vital part of our immune system's response to threats. Just like a well-coordinated army, white blood cells need to communicate effectively to fight off invaders. Our white blood cells, called leukocytes, have a specialized way of talking to each other. They use chemical signals called cytokines. Think of cytokines as the body's postal service. They're the messengers carrying information from one cell to another. When an infection strikes, the first responders, called neutrophils, rush to the scene. As they engage with the enemy, they release cytokines. These chemical signals act like a flare in the night sky, alerting other white blood cells that there's a problem. These cytokines don't just say help, though. They contain detailed information. They can tell other cells what kind of invader it is, where it is, and how many other cells might be needed to combat it. It's like a detailed battle report sent instantaneously throughout the body. Once the alert is out, other white blood cells like lymphocytes and monocytes mobilize. They rush to the site of the infection, ready to lend their specialized skills to the fight. Some of them, like the B cells, produce antibodies, which neutralize the invaders. Others, like the T cells, can directly kill infected cells. But the communication doesn't stop there. After the infection is dealt with, the victorious white blood cells send out another round of cytokines. This time, the message is, stand down. This signal tells the body's immune system to stop sending reinforcements and start the healing process. It's an impressive display of coordination and communication, all happening within our bodies every second of every day. And it's all thanks to our white blood cells, the body's ever-watchful sentinels. Now that we know how they work, let's talk about what happens when things go wrong. Like any system, the immune response can also malfunction, leading to a range of health issues. This is especially true when the guardians of our body, the white blood cells, go awry. One such condition is leukemia, a type of cancer that affects the white blood cells. In people with leukemia, the bone marrow produces an abnormally large number of immature white blood cells. These cells are not only incapable of performing their protective duties, but they also crowd out the healthy cells, leading to a weakened immune system and an increased risk of infections. Another group of conditions linked to malfunctioning white blood cells are autoimmune diseases. These include conditions like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, and multiple sclerosis. In these diseases, the immune system, due to a complex set of triggers, starts attacking the body's own cells. The white blood cells, instead of protecting us from external threats, begin to see our own cells as the enemy. This can lead to widespread inflammation and damage to various parts of the body. In both these examples, the problem lies not with the white blood cells themselves, but with the signals they receive. In the case of leukemia, the signal to stop producing white blood cells is lost, leading to overproduction. In autoimmune diseases, the cells receive faulty signals that direct them to attack the body's own cells. While these conditions can be severe and life-altering, they also shine a light on the importance of understanding our white blood cells. By studying these cells and their behavior, scientists and doctors can find new ways to treat or even prevent these diseases. So, as we delve deeper into the world of white blood cells, we're not just learning about our body's defense system. we're also gaining insight into diseases that have plagued humanity for centuries. Understanding white blood cells is not just about understanding our body's defense, but also about understanding many diseases that plague humanity.